Hello, my name is Jan Rogers. I own a needlepoint shop in Atlanta, Georgia, and needlepoint it's seen a huge resurgence through the pandemic and beyond. So as new people come in and have questions about how do I get started, I wanted to make a little video to answer just that question. So I'm going to basically show you basket weave, but I'm also going to back up a little bit and show you a few tools you need to get started, the right way to open a skein of thread. We'll talk a little bit about the right size needles for what size canvas, just kind of a basic how to get started. So the canvas that you see here is 13 count canvas. That means there's 13 threads in the inch. The other popular size is 18 count, which means 18 threads to the inch. So with 18 threads in an inch, the holes are going to be smaller than what you see here. Needles, this is a number 22 needle, which is the right size for 13 count. This is called a needle minder magnet right here. Just a place to park your needle, a place to park your needle threader, which I'll show you how to use that too. And then, you know, a decent little pair of scissors is nice, and that'll park there too. So when you start shopping for threads for your piece, you're gonna see different types of thread. This is applied thread on a card, and usually you can read on the card and it'll tell you, sometimes it'll tell you how many strands to use, but this is a 12 ply. If you see a carded thread, all you do is find where it starts and start unwrapping. Okay, not going to show you how to stitch with applied thread because that's not always the easiest thing to do, so I won't do that to you as a beginner. These are called skeins. So this is pearl cotton, which is a relatively inexpensive thread to start with. To open this, what you would do is cut through all these little loops at the end where you've got two sets of loops. See, up here is just one giant loop, but this was two separate loops. Cut through all those. And hopefully, if I've done it right, and I got all of them, then you should just easily be able to pull one piece from the top. So, here goes. Just grab one and pull, and it comes straight out. And that's a piece of thread you can use to stitch with. And keeps your threads nice and tidy to have the wrapper still on. Then with a thread like this that's twisted and has a tag on the end, you would just cut the tag off, set it aside. Now you always want to save your tags because if you need more thread, you want it to be from the same dye lot so you won't see a difference in your canvas. So I'm looking for the knot here. I'm going to cut all the way through my thread at the knot. Get rid of that little extra knot there. And then same thing, you can just pull out one piece. Okay, and then just tuck your threads away nice and tidy somewhere. And a good thing to do is tie this back onto one of these threads just so you have the dye lot number. All right, so how to thread a needle. So take your needle and your needle threader, and you can either put the small end, or if the big end will fit, you can put the big end through. Put your thread through that little hole. Okay, and then pull. And your needle's threaded. Okay. Now, I'm going to set that piece of thread aside. I always make a little knot in my needle, or in my thread, sorry. Pointer finger out, thread down, needle down, wrap, pinch and pull. Okay, so that gives you a knot. Now, when I start, I do what's called an in-the-way waist knot, which means at some point it will be in your way, and you'll cut it off from the front. So if this, let's talk about your canvas a second. If you've got an area where you're going to start in a corner or a circle, but if you're starting in a corner, basket weave works going down the verticals, which this is a vertical canvas thread on top, and up the horizontals. Okay, so basket weave is the stitch that keeps your canvas from getting out of shape. So that's what I'm going to teach you. And you're going to, I marked the canvas threads so you could see them. They alternate going across the row, and they alternate going down a row. So it would be vertical, horizontal, vertical, horizontal, vertical, horizontal, vertical, horizontal, or you can see diagonally they go in a row. So that's a row of verticals. This is a row of horizontals. Row of verticals, row of horizontals. So I'll stitch a little bit and show you how this works. So I'm putting my needle there because as I fill the canvas, that knot will eventually be in my way, and then I can just pull it up and cut it off, and my thread's going to be buried on the back. Okay, so here's my first stitch. It's a vertical, it's up and down. The canvas thread is vertical, up and down. Now, because I've got horizontals next, I'm going to go up the stairs. So I go this one first, and you're always going bottom left to top right. Bottom left to top right. And see, my thread on the back is getting buried or tucked in by the stitching. Okay, so now I'm ready to go down the vertical poles. Bottom left to top right. Bottom left to top right. And talk to yourself when you stitch. Maybe not out loud, but in your head, I'm saying bottom left, top right. Okay, done with that row. Now I'm going up the horizontals. Bottom left to top right. Okay, so this is going to fill your canvas from the corner. And see, I'm covering my blue horizontal stitches. I colored them just so you could see the difference between a vertical and a horizontal. Okay, now that's my last horizontal, so I'm going to start back down on the verticals. Bottom left, top right. Bottom left to top right. Okay, just that easy. All right, now I'm going to stop there. I'm going to take my needle off, and I'm going to thread this blue thread, and now I'm going to show you how to work in a circle. Okay, I'm going to put my scissors back up there, put my threader back up there so it doesn't get lost. I'm threading, oops, here, I should show you. I'm going to thread the needle again. So here's my needle, here's my threader. Put one end of the thread through that big hole, pull it through. Make sure that stays. All right, and then I'm going to make another little knot, pointer finger, thread, needle, wrap, pinch and pull, oops, pinch and pull, and there's my knot. It's going to be in my way, so at some point it'll be buried. Okay, now I drew this circle, and I see verticals are the furthest thing out on the circle. So I'm going to start up here, knowing that I'm going down the poles, because those poles are verticals. Bottom left to top right. Same thing we did in the square. Okay, bottom left to top right. Now, you would have to look on the edge of your circle, which I kind of cheated and already drew it out for you here. My first horizontal, it's a couple stitches down. So I drop down to there and I do bottom left to top right. I think my other thread's getting caught up in the back, but we're going to try to ignore that. Bottom left, top right. Bottom left to top right. See, now I'm going up the horizontals. Up the horizontals, bottom left to top right. Bottom left to top right. All right, now look around your circle again. My first vertical is a little further up, but still going bottom left to top right. So I hope this has helped a little bit to debunk the mystery of needlepoint. Needlepoint's a lot of fun. It's relaxing. It's something you can do while you're watching TV. Keeps you off your phone 24/7, which we're all guilty of these days. It's just a nice way to spend time. You can create heirlooms. You know, people are doing all sorts of things with needlepoint now, like, you know, things you can use. Not just pillows and Christmas ornaments and stockings, which are all very nice, by the way. But you can make purses. You can make Apple Watch bands. You can make coasters. You know, anything you like. Okay, just keep in mind, bottom left to top right. And this is the most basic stitch of needlepoint. There are hundreds of stitches. We'll do some more videos at some point and keep you going. So, just to get you started back up, here's my first horizontal, blue, bottom left, top right. And that's all it is. I hope this has helped to give you a little confidence to get started. And if you ever need help with a project, you can always come see us in Atlanta, the Nimble Needle, or check out our website, atlantanimble.needle.com. Happy stitching.